woken up with a flurry to read a pile of Wolf Hall. Yeah, reading didn't happen yesterday. I had lots of kids. I still have a few hanging around. But yeah, the check-in is, I guess, tonight. And I am still 120 pages from where I need to be. So I need to do that today. And we're going out this morning, my goddaughter and I, to the markets and all sorts of things, having a bit of a girly morning, so that'll be nice too. But I need to end the day with getting to page 196 in Wolf Hall. Yes, I do. My other Bout of Books plans have kind of just gone out the window, haven't they? It's just been one of those weeks. I must say, I'm a little confused. I don't like, and maybe it's just because of my confusion, but Hilary Mantel is, when she writes a guy's name is George Cavendish, and she will, in one paragraph, call him George, and in the next part call him Cavendish. And because my brain's all over the place with all of these names and all of this stuff, I kind of think they're two different people, and then I have to look back and go, oh yeah, that's one guy. Okay, that makes more sense. So that's kind of slowing down my reading a bit. I think I'm just kind of getting a grasp of it still. Yeah, still that feeling of needing to know more, but that's all right. The Cardinal's the main character at the moment. Oh, well, Thomas is the main character, but he works for the Cardinal and he's taking up a lot of time. And I've just worked out the Cardinal's just some, glorified matchmaker, as per what needs to happen to, what's best for England and who marries who. So I'm getting more of an understanding of the Cardinal's role in the King's Court, which was much needed, thank goodness. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it, but I'm still doing this face a bit like, what the hell? And then having to work through things. But that's okay. Historical fiction is what we do. Okay. As you can see, my reading is never alone. So I'll do the best I can. And I'll take you along for the day. And it's nice to chat to you again. It's much later. I've been hanging out with my goddaughter and I just dropped her back to her dad, and that made me sad because I love her. But yeah, we've had a great morning. Went to the markets. I bought some plants at this little town I dropped her to. It was about an hour away. So we went to this really full-on antique shop. It was amazing. I'll put some footage in here. It was just so cool. But now I'm back in Toowoomba, and yeah, I'm on my way home. It's 3:30 in the afternoon, so it's been a pretty full-on kind of day. I need to read Wolf Hall desperately, and I flagged it with my husband that that's my intention for the afternoon, and it's so crazy hot that we're all just kind of hanging out. So I'm gonna go home and sort out these plants. Aren't they cool? And I've got to put away some fruit and veg and just make sure I have something for dinner, and then I'm going to sit in my green chair. So yeah, let's get Wolf Hall up to date and read, and at least achieve one of the Bout of Books missions that I had. Anyway, I've just had a really wonderful few days with a wonderful girl, and yeah, it's filled my heart, so that's made me really happy, even if I hadn't got to read. Okay, lovely friends. Oh, I did buy books. I need to show those to you as well. Yeah, that's right. So I'll get home and catch up with you in a minute. Okay, I'm home and I've had a cool shower and I've changed into my house dress and gotten comfy. But I just saw this bag of books beside me that I got from, I fill a bag for $6 sale. So I thought I'd show you while we're here. I got another Fontana. It's not as fabulous, these covers, but yeah, this is a Perot. I'll just keep collecting them as long as I keep seeing them. I collect these as well because I think they're pretty, these Oxford World Classics. So this is Joseph Conrad, Heart of Darkness and Other Tales. This might just be part of the collection I've got going over there. You can kind of see them. So just another one to add to that. I've never read any Benjamin Law, though I've listened to podcasts and things that he's been a part of and really enjoy his humour and his points of view. This is, yeah, kind of is he a comedian, Australian comedian, but also a bit of a social commentator. Loves to read his books. So he is an Australian. His parents were Asian immigrants, and he's also a gay man. So this book is about him travelling to other parts of Asia to see what it's like to be a gay man in those countries. So something of interest for sure. Sally Morgan wrote a very famous Australian book called My Place. So when I saw this book, I picked it up. It was quite interesting. This book is kind of written in verse. So I don't know. I think it's about, I think it might be a commentary on the stolen generation of the First Nations people. I'm not really too sure, but it interests me and I know that I enjoy her writing. So here we go. This is The Promise of Things. It's published by Melbourne University Press, and this is kind of a chat about what our possessions mean to us, why we long for possessing things, why we struggle to make that possession happen, and like what makes things precious to us and why. I'm a bit of a collector. I like having corners of my house that have collections in them. So yeah, I've always thought about it, but yeah, this book interests me because it's something that I think about in myself. So this is Shadow Tag by Louise Erdrich. This is about a marriage that's crappy, but Irene discovers that her husband is reading her diary, so she stashes this secret diary where she writes her real thoughts in a safety deposit box, and I guess she writes falsehoods in the other one. But it was kind of a look into relationships, like the destruction of relationships, and yeah, I don't know, it sounded quite an interesting idea. I don't know. This is an interesting one too. This is Dr. William Macbeth poisoned two of his sons in 1927. His wife and sister hid the murders in this like family secret lockdown situation. But then Macbeth's granddaughter, Gail Bell, she spent sort of 10 years reading about poisoning and trying to understand her grandfather's life, and she's a chemist herself. So this is kind of her working through discovering those secrets and why and how it happened. It is an Australian book, I think. Yeah, Gail Bell was born in Sydney. I don't know, should I know that author? Anyway, this is a non-fiction book, so yeah, quite an interesting story that I've never heard of before. Let's read about poisoning, shall we? This is a bit of fun, which I really just bought for the cover. What's it called? The Diary of a Nobody. This was published in 1969, but this says that this originally appeared in Punch, which might have been a magazine. And then they pulled it all together to put it in this volume. So, I don't know. It has London, June 1892 as the date down there. So I don't know whether that's when the diaries were written, but I loved the cover. It's got a bit of damage to it, but I thought it was super fun and quirky, so picked it up. This is a bit of a fun sort of English manor discovering the secrets kind of thing. In the blurb on the back, it's got above stairs and then, you know, Lord Netherwood, and then below stairs is Eve Williams, the wife of one of Lord Netherwood's employees. And I guess something happens, you know, there's a upstairs, downstairs comes together. Might be a bit of fun to read. This is The Italian Teachers by Tom Rackman. I love any books about artists. I don't know what compels me to like them, but this is about the son of a famous artist who strives to make himself known as well. Yeah, as soon as I saw the cover, I had to have it, so I don't really need to know more than that, do I? Devil and James Macaulay. Really don't know what this is about, but it's blurred by Clive James. It says, when it was first published, this controversial study of Macaulay attracted a storm of protest. James Macaulay was a poet, critic and founding editor of Quadrant. He was Australia's outstanding intellectual of the right during the Cold War. And this is a study of his life and his political activities. He's a troubled individual and a history of a group of power brokers during that period, I guess. So yeah, I don't know. Bit of non-fiction coming through here. Zadie Smith on beauty. It has beautiful French marks, which is nice. A lovely edition. This is set in Spain. No, New Mexico. Right. Okay, this has to do with nuns in New Mexico, a journalist in Spain, there's American spies and mysteries in the Catholic Church. Oh, the US Defense Department is thrown in there as well. I don't know. That sounds a little full on. I didn't read that one quite through. But anyway, we'll get to it. Oh, I don't know. This is apparently a gardening classic. I loved the cover. I thought it was cute. This guy, Christopher Lloyd, is Britain's most highly respected plants man. And when I flipped through it, it's not like the writing about the plants and things was really interesting and a bit witty even. So I thought that might encourage me to plant something of my own. Oh, another one of these Oxford World Classics. What's this? The Mabinogion? New translation by, I don't know, I have no idea what this is. Oh, this is, right, Welsh Celtic mythology. This is a Welsh medieval masterpiece. I don't know if I'll ever get to it, but it can join my collection, right? Oh, Motherhood and Creativity. This wasn't released too long ago, I don't think. Oh, 2015. Okay, 5 years ago. But it's a whole bunch of contributors that talk about being a mother and wanting to pursue their creative ideas. So yeah, there's musicians and artists and all sorts of things in here, actors, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I heard about this a long time ago. It must have been. I thought it was only the other day, but anyway. So yeah, it interests me, that whole challenge between the mundane kind of Groundhog Day routine kind of life as a mum and wanting to, you know, be creative and pursue projects that really don't fit into routine and bedtimes. So what's this? Black Orchids. Don't know. So people immigrate to England and it's not all that it cracks up to be. In the 1950s, England will not take kindly to strangers, especially families who are half black and half white. Toward Amnesia, Sarah Van Arsdale. I was intrigued by the cover. The protagonist is a marine biologist, is left by her lover of 5 years, and then she goes on this sort of quest to forget about everything and anyone and run away. She lands eventually on an island near Canada, and yeah, she sort of embraces the solitude, but then things start to pull her back. I don't know, a bit of a journey kind of book. God, I can fit a lot in this bag. Oh, I got a couple to give to my sister and my sister-in-law and things. When I see books that I love that I want to pass on, I can put them in $6 bags. I do. I got The Bell Jar People by Sylvia Plath. wonder when I'll get to that. Oh, I got a cocktail book. I love drinking fabulous cocktails, and there were really cool illustrations throughout this book, so I picked it up. The Bread with Seven Crusts. This is an Australian book. It's about an Italian prisoner of war in 1943 who is dropped into a rural part of Western Australia, and then how he gets on, I think. Yeah. Story about identity and exile, passion and conflicting loyalties. I don't know. Anybody ever heard? I haven't even heard of this author. Is that bad? I got this because I loved the cover. Lloyd Jones, I have his Mr. Pip to read in my 40 Before 40 project. So I picked it up. This is a story about a woman and the truck driver who mistook her for a prostitute, the old man she robbed and the hunters who smuggled her across the border, the woman whose name she stole, the wife who turned a blind eye. This is the story of a mother searching for her child. Got me. It got me. Now, this annoyed me. I just bought this for like $30 because I needed to have it. Because Heather Rose, this was just released. And Heather Rose wrote The Museum of Modern Love, which I absolutely loved. And Jacqueline from 6 Minutes for Me raved about this. And then I found this at Vinnie's. So I can have this to hand on to somebody else because I know I'm going to love it. I just know it. Just know it. Oh, and Doris, you did this to me. That was an Amy Tan book, and I've never read any Amy Tan. And I know that Doris from Oldie Books loves her, and I normally jam with her reading as well. So, this is about a woman and her daughter, and a bit of this woman who's in her 80s is kind of writing her life story. And her daughter, who, they haven't really had a close relationship, they move in together. I don't know why they would do that if they haven't had a close relationship. But anyway, I guess she's getting older. So I guess this is about their relationship. Yeah. So that's it. There's the pile. $6. Can't go wrong, hey? I had a really good time. And my goddaughter got a bag as well for $6. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good myself. Right, now I really need to read. I'm going to turn on that fan. There's storms coming. So, that oppression before the rain comes. Oh, actually, I really do need to get my washing off the line. That would be bad if that got wet because we're down to the last pair of undies. You hear me? You hear me? Right, and then we'll read. And that can be it. It's now 4:05. I'm going to be up all night. Yes, indeed. Okay, let's look. Can you see the sky? Oh, I put those spider plants there, and I moved those crotons over here. Made some little plants. The sky ready for a storm. Hopefully it rains. Let me do this washing. I'll talk to you soon. I was reading inside and I thought, why am I doing that? And I can sit out here and read on my veranda and hopefully watch some rain pour in. My fingers are crossed. I sit here on comfy camping chairs and watch that come in and hit us and read this. Page 83. Only 110 to go. I'm in the air conditioning because it got really hot out there. The rain hasn't come yet. There's an update on the weather for you. An update on Wolf Hall. I'm struggling, and maybe it's because I'm tired. Like, I'm really tired from all that driving, but I just feel like I don't know what's happening, and it's all so rushed, and I'm really glad I'm reading this with people, and people might be able to help me when we get to the check-in point, but I have to make it there, and I feel like it's snowballing. The things I don't know are snowballing, and I'm, it's getting to a point now where I'm completely not lost, not just a little bit lost. So, I don't know, like, this cardinal guy is a matchmaker. That's what he does, in line with what's the best for the English rule, I guess, and the king. But he's, breaking up the marriage with King Henry and Catherine. Like, I don't know. Why is he doing that? And, like, he's going to, I don't know, he's just going over to France and getting an alliance with France. And I don't know why. I'm really lost. I'm really, really lost. So, I don't know. Maybe I can Wikipedia it. But I kind of feel like I shouldn't have to. Like, why is the author, is it general knowledge what happens in 1529 in England? Is that really general knowledge? Why is the author assuming that I know what's going on? Or am I just not getting it? And I've just missed a whole pile of things because I have been thinking about basil pesto. So there's that factor also. But I don't know, I just feel a little bit annoyed. That's all. So I'm just going to take a bit of a breath. I'm going to make dinner and come back to it. But that's my feelings. Like, right now, if I didn't have to get it done by tonight, I would absolutely pick something else up to read. Like, I would just put this down and go, nah, I'm done. But because, because I need to check in, and these flies, because I need to check in, and because I think the check-in's going to help me, I want to continue to read. But I just feel stupider and stupider and stupider as the reading goes on. Let me take a breath. I'm going to make some dinner. You know what we're having for dinner? We're having meat and cheese toasties, and I'm going to steam some broccoli and put them beside the toasties so I don't feel like such a bad mum. How's that for an admission? Right, I'll go and do this. I'll let you know when I'm reading again, when I feel like I'm back on track with it. Hopefully it'll all start to come together. I really need it to. Okay, talk to you soon. Guys, what am I to do? What am I to do with this book? I don't want to bail on it. That's not where I'm at. I can't read it right now. I'm up to page 94. That's where I've gone to. I've been cooking dinner and stuff, so I just sat back down and read a few more pages, and it's just like my mind wanders so easily, and I don't know whether it's because of where I'm at, like I'm so crazy tired, or this book is just not holding my interest very well. I don't know. I think I'm just not going to meet the deadline, which is okay. It's not ideal. It's not what I wanted. I have 100 pages to go. So that's going to take a while, isn't it? Especially when I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm so confused. So, you know what? Life's too short. I'm just going to pop it away, okay? I can read about Mr. Harding. No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to read the short story that I need to read with my Sean buddy read. So, I have read this short story before, but I need to refresh. It was a while ago. So, yeah, let me read a Helen Garner short story. Get me back in the reading mood. Let's hope. Those short stories isn't what I should turn to, is it? Anyway. I can't hear from that cardinal anymore. He's so confusing. He's so confusing. Right. I've done everything to avoid reading this book. I've caught up on box messages. I've finished the second short story in this, and it's wonderful, and it got me thinking and writing and all of the stuff, and reading it with Sean is so delightful, as always. But we've just stumbled across this great blog, and we're just assessing our approach to short stories, and I'm just having a really fun time doing it. Now I've felt, oh gosh, can you hear me over the wind? Now I've got Helen Garner in my system. How the hell am I going to go back and read this book? So I'm just procrastinating. I just spoke with Heidi from My Reading Life. Just, organising buddy reads and things like that, and just catching up. And she's writing down her buddy read options, and mine just fly around in the ether until somebody contacts me, which is not a good way to be. So I'm going to just procrastinate some more on reading this and do some buddy reading stuff in my bullet journal, and then I'm going to go to bed. So I'm sad that I'm struggling so much with it. I think it's a combo of it being full on and me just being really tired and just kind of done with the day. So I'm not going to hit the target. Sorry, other Cromwellathonians, which is a shame for me. I really wanted to keep up with everybody else, but that's okay. Cut myself a break here. The rain didn't come, but a breeze has started again. Thank the Lord. Anyway, I'm just going to sign off for the night because I need to put little ones to sleep. And I'm going to have a shower and go to bed. But thanks for chatting with me today. Sorry I didn't achieve the goal I set out for this morning. I'm feeling a little down on myself. We'll try again tomorrow. I will see you then. Okay. Good night, everybody.